Crafting with Miss Kendall. My name is Miss Kendall and I work at the Wayne County Public Library Children's Department. One of my favorite animals is the raccoon. So I decided for this craft today to show you how to make a very simple little triangle raccoon. And all parts of the body are different shapes and styles of triangles. And really, you only need 2 pieces of paper for this entire craft. So to make the triangle raccoon, you are going to need 1 sheet of gray or white paper. I chose to use gray today. 1 sheet of black paper. You'll also need a glue stick, a ruler, scissors, something to draw or write with, and a black marker. You'll also need an adult with you in case if you need some help. So the very first thing that we're going to do is create the biggest triangle of our raccoon, which is the body. So to do that, we're going to take our paper and we're going to fold it what I call hamburger style. So this is hamburger and then this is hot dog, but we're going to fold it hamburger style. There we go. So when you fold it, you create this perfect line, the crease, and we're going to use that. And I'm going to take my pen and mark right in the middle of that line, just a little dot. There we go. Now using the ruler, I'm going to connect the corner of the paper to that dot. And I'm going to use the ruler to draw a line. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other corner. So again, I'm taking the ruler, I'm lining it up with the corner of the paper, and I'm going to bring it up so it connects to that little dot that we made. So it should look something like this. So mine isn't perfectly in the middle, and that's perfectly okay. So now I'm going to cut out that triangle we just drew. There we go. Alrighty, so this is the body of our raccoon. I'm gonna set this aside. What you have left is something that should look like this. So now I'm going to show you how to make the tail. So see this triangle right here that lines up perfectly with the crease? We are going to just simply cut this out. There. Ooh. And then you have the tail of your raccoon. Next, I'm going to show you how to make the ears. So to make the ears, I'm going to cut out this other triangle, just like that. And these 2 ends right here, I'm simply just going to cut a little bit of that little corner, and then same with this one, I'm going to just trim. So once you trim the ends of that triangle, you have 2 ears. So I'm going to set those over there. And last but not least is our raccoon head. So I'm going to cut along that fold line we made earlier. Set the scraps over here. So you still have this sheet of paper left, as well as the chunk of the 1 triangle. We're going to set this aside. So with the half sheet that you now have, we are going to fold it again, hamburger style. And there we go. And just like we did with the body, we're going to, along that line we just folded and made, we're going to make a little dot in the middle. And we're going to draw a line from 1 corner of the paper to that dot in the middle. Again, do it to the other corner. There we go. So it should look something like this. And we're going to cut that part out. So let's cut out that triangle. There we go. And then that is the head of our raccoon. So essentially those are the triangles that you're going to need. I'm going to set aside this scrap paper because we're going to use it in just a second. So I'm going to show you now how to assemble your raccoon, but I'm not going to put the tail on just yet. But to assemble the body of your raccoon, you're going to take the head that you made and we're going to glue it so it looks like that. So I'm going to take some glue here. Here we go. Glue it right on there. So it looks like that. And then to the back of this part, the head, we're going to glue one triangle right there and the other triangle right here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that with those little triangles we made. There we go. So there's one ear, and there's another ear. Awesome. Now to make the black stripe chunk that goes across the raccoon's face, that goes like right here, we're gonna take our black paper now and just cut a little strip off here. Here we go. And we're not gonna worry about trimming it down just yet. I'm just gonna take my glue and right along the raccoon's face of where I want that stripe to be, I'm gonna put some glue and I'm just gonna stick that right on there. Press down. So it's gonna look a little creepy, but it looks like this. And all we're gonna do with that is flip it over and trim off that extra black paper we don't need. There we go. There we go. Whoops. So then it looks like that. And I'm going to save these scraps. And I'm going to put them right here because we're going to use one of them in just a second. So now that we have our nice little raccoon head, it's time to do the tail. So with the triangle we're using for the tail, I'm going to take our black paper again. I'm going to just cut a very thin strip here. And from that, I'm just going to cut some smaller strips. And those are going to be the stripes on the raccoon tail. So I'm just going to glue on a stripe there. And if you don't want to do paper for this part, you can always do a black marker or a colored pencil or crayon to make your stripes. There we go. I'm actually going to create another stripe using our scrap paper. It's always good to save the scraps because you can use them for other parts of your craft or for another craft. So once you get those stripes of paper on, just like that, we're going to flip it over and trim off the extra. There we go. Do this side. Okay. Move all my little scraps there. And I'm just going to glue this now to the back of the raccoon. Just like that. So now we're going to create the eyes and the nose. So to make the eyes, I'm actually going to take the cap of my glue stick and I'm going to trace 2 circles out of that. If you don't have a glue stick, like if you're not using a glue stick and you don't have a cap, you can always use a coin, like a quarter to make it, or anything that's round to trace. Or you can just freehand cut out some circles. There we go. Okay, there's one little eyeball. Quickly cut out the other circle we traced. There's the other eyeball. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly glue those on there. There we go. And to make the nose, I'm just going to do the same thing with the scrap of black paper we have. I'm going to take the cap and trace on there. Maybe a little hard to see, but that's okay. I'm going to cut out the circle I traced here. Here we go. Gonna glue that on the very edge of the raccoon's head. Just like that. And now I'm going to take a black marker and I'm going to color in the ears a little bit. And the eyes. And there you have it. A complete raccoon made out of triangles and only 2 pieces of paper. So that is how you make today's little woodland triangle raccoon. Thank you so much for joining me again for this craft, and I will see you guys next time.